Everybody wants to know, how do you get these things to run on a long duration cam? Well, it's kind of tricky because it depends on how what carburetor you're using, first of all, what the air bleed orifices are. But general rule of thumb is, if you're using a 440 carb on a 440 engine and you increase the duration over, say, 235 at 50 thou, it may want a little more fuel at idle. So this little orifice right here is, you can use numbered drill bits to find out what size it is, and then in turn you can drill it out 1, 2, maybe 3 thou max to get more fuel at idle for the overlap, so the thing stays running. The other trick is, if you think your engine's running really rich on idle, then the other possibility is, if your carburetor has it, is the air bypass circuit. Sometimes you can enlarge that a couple more thou, make a big difference. And if push comes to shove, you can do the old Holly trick and drill a 1/16 hole in each butterfly. But do that as a very, very last resort. Try to figure out why it's not idling first before you go to that extreme. Usually it's because these idle circuits need to be opened up a hair or two. The flip side of that is, if you don't want to go that way, this is your air bleed for your idle circuit, along with the economizer circuit, which is the little guy tucked way down inside. That one's really hard to increase the size of. So most people, sometimes if they're running rich, will open that orifice up a thou or two. You got to be careful, because there's no going back unless you want to machine that out and use like a set screw with an orifice drilled into it. So measure where you're at first, go 1 or 2 thou, be very careful.